Hey, welcome to The Fixed Fight. My name is Misty. We're so glad you joined us tonight. Thank you. Our podcast is one of 40 podcasts here on BGTV Studios, and we have one mission. We just want to tell you about the transformative power of Jesus. And we do it through the story of addiction. And tonight we have a great show. We know that it's awkward to go home for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, all the holidays. We've done it, and we want to offer, basically to arm you tonight. We want to arm you with some common sense, some facts, and we've got a great guest for that tonight. Before I get going, I definitely want to thank our sponsors. We have a new sponsor, Perry Injury Law. That's my brother. If you need any help with injury, any kind of injury, give him a call, and he's from here in Trussville. So let me go ahead and bring my guest on. I love her. She's a second-round guest, Miss Nichole Dawsey from the Addiction Prevention Coalition. Thank you, Nichole. I'm so glad you're here tonight.
I'm glad I'm back. Thank you.
We get around each other and we can't be quiet.
That's true.
We were actually trying to talk, and we didn't know the podcast was starting. So anyway, here we are. Thank you for being here tonight. But before we get going, for new guests or for new listeners, what is the APC? What is Addiction Prevention Coalition?
Yeah, Addiction Prevention Coalition is a nonprofit. We serve City of Birmingham, Jefferson, and Shelby County. And essentially we do everything but treatment, right?
Okay.
So we can do universal prevention before anything happens. We do harm reduction. So we're working with unhoused populations. We're providing Narcan, test strips, things like that. And then we also provide some recovery support. We offer a lot of multiple pathways types of programs that are really, synergistic and complementary to 12-step programs.
Got it.
And then throughout all of it really is education. You know, whether we're educating young people, whether we're educating adults, caregivers, staff at schools, you know, what are the signs and symptoms, or whether we're educating people who have loved ones in their life who have experienced addiction, and now they're trying to figure out how to welcome them back home for the holidays.
Yes.
Lots of education, and that's really kind of the through line through all of our programs.
So y'all are sort of boots on the ground in Birmingham.
That's right.
Are y'all in any other areas, or are you just in the Birmingham area?
Yeah,
right now?
Birmingham, Jefferson, and Shelby, but increasingly we're starting to do some work in Walker County because we know that's
Nice.
That's pretty needed.
Yes.
We have little tiny footprints in Blount and St. Clair County as well.
Okay. Well, I will pray that y'all expand.
We want to go
I
where
love
the
that.
need is.
Yes. Well, it's definitely needed everywhere. I had Judge Fortune on here last week.
Love her.
Yeah, we love her very much. And we were talking about the addiction rallies and the
Yes.
things that you guys do. So as we go into the spring, I think y'all probably have one.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
I'll have you back on and we'll talk about it.
Awesome. April, we're still working on
April?
the date.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. I'll be there for sure.
Okay, great.
So let's talk to our listeners about the awkwardness of Christmas and Thanksgiving. If you don't mind, we're gonna put it out there. I have gone home. I want to share this with you. I have gone home with 6 months sober. I think we were kind of talking about this early in my walk. I didn't know Jesus. I didn't have any foundation. I didn't really have anything other than I'd just been sitting and checking boxes is what we call it in treatment. And so I went home and I walked in with all my, I was ready to have Christmas, and I had a family member say, "What are you going to do to ruin Christmas this year?" And when
Helpful. Thank you. Helpful.
So I say that experience because I didn't relapse, and let me tell you why. I had set myself up for success, and that's what we're going to talk about. I made a plan, and I had a phone number, and I called it. And the lady on the other end I trusted, and she spoke into my life for a very long time, still does. And she said, "Do you have car keys?" And in my Tasmanian devil, earth-shattering condemnation, I didn't realize I could leave. Hello? I'm just saying, I'm giving this example.
It is a very great example.
Yes. So when she said that, it took all this, I had an option. So I'm saying that because tonight we got a lot of options.
We do.
So
and leaving is one of them.
Leaving is one of them. And it was Christmas Eve, and I was heartbroken.
Of course.
But it worked out. It worked out. So can you tell me like some common pitfalls for not being, I don't know, some options, I guess, for if we're going to celebrate? What do we not want to walk into unprepared as someone with a newfound healthy recovery? Maybe our family doesn't know, Nichole.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
they're just expecting.
And we're going to talk about the family in a few minutes.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
in terms of somebody who is maybe newly in recovery or, maybe is going into a situation for the first time since they're in recovery because maybe they have had to avoid the situation.
Yes.
We teach fifth graders to avoid a situation if we know it's going to bring us trouble or demise, right?
Yes.
Don't sit in the back of the bus if you know every time you sit in the back of the bus you're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's a common sense solution. So same thing here, right? So avoid, but also, when you do decide it's time to engage,
Okay.
come with a plan. You
Yes.
had a plan. You had a number.
Yes.
I would say go a step further. If you're a person who has a meeting and a fellowship that they
Yes.
really like, there are apps that literally you type in your location, or they can track you because they track everything now. And it's like, find a meeting near me, right? Have those ahead of time.
Yes.
If you're a prayerful person,
Yes.
and I imagine most people listening to this are,
Yes, ma'am.
find a church. And
Yes.
churches don't close.
No.
Okay, especially around the holidays.
That's right.
Right? So finding those things, those places, it's all about people, places, and things, right? So let's flip it on its head and let's think about the people, places, and things that can contribute to us positively.
Yes.
Also, I would say practice before you go to the family gathering, right?
So you're saying let's dialogue maybe
Okay.
about.
Yeah. So look, I'm not a person in
Here we go.
recovery, but
You have experience being a family member, though.
well, yes, I do.
And you are.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But look, I have trouble at family gatherings.
We all do.
And so when I know that there's a question coming, like, oh, where's so-and-so that you brought to last Christmas? When I got a divorce,
I see.
that was really fun, right?
Awkward.
So I had to anticipate what the questions were going to be and how I was going to practice them, or how I was going to respond to them. So I practiced. I practiced in the mirror.
Yeah.
I practiced with my counselor. People could practice with their sponsor. So then when people said to me, oh, what happened between you and your husband? I never thought you guys would get divorced. I had a response, and it didn't make me crumble. Also, think about, what are your options in terms of drinks? If somebody says to you, like, hey, you having something to drink? Because maybe nobody knows that you've decided to make a change.
Or bring your own bottled water.
Bring your own bottled water. Have, bring your own seltzer or whatever.
Yeah.
And have
Have it in your hand.
Exactly. And have something prepared. Like, no thanks, I'm sticking with water tonight. Or, no, if you're more of a jokey kind, you could say, like, no thanks, I'm, we know what happens when
Break
I
out
drink.
handcuffs.
Right, exactly.
my joke.
But, like, practicing. It's that positive self-talk so that you're not caught unaware, so that you don't have a situation like you had where you had to, like, go out to the garage and make a call. But it's so amazing that you had somebody to call.
And it built something. It built something in me.
Absolutely.
Because I learned from, and we learn from pain. We learn from awkwardness. We
Yes.
learn from anxiety and stress.
That's right.
You've got plenty of letters behind your name to understand what I'm saying. But I think that experience burned something in me. And then to your point about being ready, being prayerful, asking God before I go somewhere, God, do you want me to go here?
Right.
Is this where I need to go? A lot of times also I will clothe myself, and I want to offer this to anybody. There's a Proverbs 31. You can clothe yourself in dignity. You can clothe yourself. So when I leave my house, no matter what I'm walking into, I'm already clothed in dignity.
It's like armor that nobody can see, but you can feel.
Yes.
And in your case, it's dignity.
No matter what happens,
Right.
I'm clothed in dignity because that's what God said. So to know these things in your heart is very important to me. So that's another tip. Bring your own drink. get ready for the questions and questions such as, and we didn't really rehearse this and this is live, but questions such as, you look a lot better. Are you still using,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Right.
So that question can send someone into a tailspin and condemnation.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
It's wild.
It is wild.
How would you suggest someone kind of respond? Like, what did you do when that happened? Did you were you ready with an answer?
Yeah, I was, first of all, well, I'm going to pause because I could go on a lot about this and I'll probably get like indignant, honestly, because
okay.
at the end of the day, it's really, I would say it's no one's business. Like you're there, you're
it.
doing the thing.
Wow.
And as a family member, I have to really check myself because it's not appropriate for me to say,
you okay?
You okay? You still clean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
can I smell your breath? Can I take a drink of that?
Yeah.
Like, you sure you're okay?
Yes.
Like, that's really unacceptable. And yes, of course, I have baggage too, and I'm rebuilding trust, and I'm still figuring it out. But I probably said and did some things that hurt my family member.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so how are we going to navigate this space, right?
Yes.
But what you said before we started recording was so powerful, is that maybe you don't even say anything.
You just do.
You do. You do the dishes.
Yeah.
You take out the trash.
That's
You're
right.
not like, hey, can I help? No, you just do.
You do it, and you sit down.
That's right.
I was taught that, and it's powerful. If you were a chaos in your house, and you were a source of neediness, which is something that addiction just wreaks havoc on, and if you come in and demonstrate the power of transformation without words, there's something
It speaks
in
for
it.
itself.
Yeah. So getting up and taking the trash out, maybe doing the thing that everybody doesn't want to do. Offering to drive them around to look at Christmas lights. I don't know.
Sitting next to them in church.
Yes.
Like all the things
Yes.
that maybe they would never have expected.
They wouldn't expect because you weren't there.
Bust their expectations.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, and let's face it, the holidays are riddled with expectations.
They are.
Whether you're sober, you're in recovery, you're
just normal.
normal things. It's tough. Holidays are tough, and they open up a lot of feelings for people.
Yeah.
And so I will say that we all kind of have to give each other a little bit of a benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Right. But I do think it's important to speak to the families now.
Yeah, I wanted
too.
to ask you. So from your point of view,
Yeah.
what's available to the families? Let's say I have a family member coming home, and I really do am intentional
Yep.
about having, you said, a comfortable place. What can I do?
Well, first of all, maybe include some sort of activity that doesn't involve drinking, right? Whether a person, their drug of choice was drinking or not, most holiday parties include drinking and you're standing around kind of just chatting. Well, I don't like small talk sober. Most people don't. That's why it's a social lubricant.
Amen.
So let's come up with something else. Let's do a game. We're watching a movie, whatever it is, a scavenger hunt, like whatever. Coming up with an alternative activity. Also, if I'm the family member and I know people are coming, whether I know their history or not, I'm going to make sure I have lots of different options.
Yeah.
Right? Lots of different drink options.
Yeah.
I'm also going to be making sure that the food I'm making doesn't have anything that might be problematic, right?
Yeah.
So I'm probably not going to make tiramisu. I'm probably not going to make a chicken marsala or something like that. Like I'm going to be very thoughtful about that. I'm also, when they walk in the door, I'm going to say, welcome. I'm so happy you're here.
Look at you. How simple is that?
That's what I'm going to say. And if that's going to be hard for me because of all of the
Anger.
stuff,
Yeah.
then I need to go to a family support group.
Amen.
And that could look like Al-Anon. That
Yes.
could look like one of the ones that we offer Thursday nights.
Where's yours at?
Ours is at the Moore Institute in Vestavia.
Okay.
We're also beginning this is a little too late for the holidays, but in January, we're going to begin a Smart Friends and Family, which we're really excited about, just to offer a different alternative. There are so many virtual meetings.
There are. There are tons of those.
Pull out Letting Go, The Language of Letting Go by Claudia Black. Like, do your homework.
I like what you're saying.
If you expect them to do their homework,
They're not going to do. Yeah.
then you got to do your homework too.
Amen. And I think we're going to include the links
Awesome.
when we post
Great.
this. So if you're listening, I love this because we want to make it so easy to do. Because even, let's say you're skeptical and you don't want to go in person to a meeting because you're not a meeting person.
Sure.
Onlines are really cool because you can go and you can, again, there's something about gathering people and physically gathering people. So if you want to try a meeting, online is a way to kind of, to taste and see.
Without dip your toe in.
Yes, without, the awkwardness of the small talk and tell me some people just don't want the shame of the story.
Yeah.
Getting over shame is so powerful because it puts you in a place to receive the freedom and the healing. But it takes a minute because we've walked around with it and our families have too.
Yes.
Yes.
I would also just add one more thing, and I sort of preach this to my mother all the time.
Let's do it.
It's okay to change a tradition.
Ooh.
Right? Like, if you have a tradition. Right.
Eggnog.
If you have a tradition that is maybe always inflammatory, or it always results in so and so, like, change the thing.
I love this.
Change the thing.
Yeah.
And what's to say just because you're always opening gifts on Christmas morning at so-and-so's house, but now that person's life has changed in whatever way. Let's do something else.
Do something different. Don't make it stressful.
No, because what it's supposed to be at its core is a time to gather, a time to reflect, a time to celebrate, a time to express gratitude, a time to, celebrate religious.
God made the family.
Right. So
he wants it reflected here.
So let's keep the focus on what it's supposed to be about.
Yes.
And let's be grateful that the folks are gathering in all of their imperfections.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Let's just do that. Right. We're all imperfect, Let's just be okay with that.
Right.
I was thinking about the family, and I was thinking about holiday season. I was thinking about them planning ahead. I got a little note here, and I think this is a very wise thing to do when it's your first time going home, and I just want to hear your feedback on this. But set a time limit.
Oh, look, I do that anyway.
But drive yourself.
Yes.
And set a time limit.
Have an exit strategy.
If you're new in recovery, have an exit strategy. And that way, if I say, hey, Nichole, I'm coming, and we're going to have a great time from 6 to 8, because at 8 I'm leaving. No one has to know why you're setting the time limit.
Not at all.
What do you feel? What do you think about that?
I mean, this is my love language. I love time limits. I mean, especially, if we think about it, I'll just say, like, somebody newly in recovery.
Yes.
The dopamine is still recalibrating. It takes a lot of emotional energy to do the thing.
Yes, it does.
And it's 100% appropriate to set your limits and to protect yourself. I mean, I think the fancy word now is boundaries. Everybody's like, oh, I'm setting a boundary. But, like, set a boundary. Like, really. I'm setting a boundary right now. You're gaslighting me. But, like, really, like, set
You're
a
using
boundary.
all the words.
I know, right. Can you tell I go to therapy? But set a boundary for yourself. Oh, my God.
I love it, though. Yeah.
And practice how you're going to respond when somebody's like, oh, you're leaving so soon, but the fun's just getting started.
I hear you keep saying practice, so I want to make note. I want to hang there for a minute.
Look, remember, I'm all about prevention.
Yeah, you are.
So I'm going to be practicing in my head.
Yes.
How do I get out of here? How do I respond when I'm feeling guilty, or when it's piling on, or when I just get really overwhelmed?
Yeah, there you go.
Or it's overstimulated.
Yes.
Because that's another thing is if you're regimented, because early recovery, right, is all about regimen.
Routine.
And routine. And if you then go into, I don't know, if you go into one of my family situations, it's
pandemonium.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's...
And everybody, and I'm not trying to... Listen, y'all, I'm not trying to say, it's horrible to go. What I'm saying is when you're so fragile and you're walking this out and you're new and your identity's new in Christ, your identity's new in sobriety, your identity's just new. It is good to have a time limit. It's good to have some people. Like you said, it's good to have a church or a meeting available. It's just, this is all good.
Buddy system.
Yes.
Like my sister is my buddy. So we practice. I hear us again with this P word.
I love
but we
it.
will even say, like, hey, what are you going to do when so-and-so asks you about this?
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes the answer is simply, well, I'm not going to leave your side. We're going to be buddies.
Okay.
You know, and so, because everybody's probably got a person.
Yes.
And so even like having like a pre-conference with them, like
Yeah,
a
no, I love
pre-meeting.
that. That's
I'm just
actually
saying,
on my
like,
little notes here.
Like, I need you to have my back.
Yeah. Just being vulnerable
Totally.
and letting somebody know, hey, you know, I'm walking through this. I'm new. Some people in your family at times, we got 5 minutes. Some people,
this
I
goes
know,
so
I know,
fast.
I know. Some people, and you probably, y'all have some support for let's mention that too before
Sure.
we go.
Okay.
But there's just times when your family will not accept your healing yet. Mm-hmm. And it's because they just need to heal themselves. And it's just a process
Yes.
for us all. And I know for us, if your family surrenders to Christ, the healing just ripples through. And I think you can lead your family to the healing by all the practices that we're saying here. Want to recap real quick, and then I want you to tell us about,
'cause I got a couple
I'm
more things I
excited,
wanna make
I'm
sure
excited
people know.
about what
Yep.
you got going on there. So just to recap kind of what we're saying, pray, ask God, ask him to guide you, ask him to give you wisdom, strength, supernatural ability to overcome, and just have some intuitive thoughts. We said many churches are open. Get with a church family, go there, make yourself go somewhere. Make yourself go somewhere. Connect with, we have Recovery Church in Mulga on Friday nights. There are many other offerings during the week. Please connect with your recovery support groups. There's Celebrate Recovery. There's even secular recovery. Any kind of support groups. I would recommend wherever you're going, get the zip code, find it. And then lastly, a couple things from me. 3 phone numbers. Get you 3 phone numbers. Keep them on you at all times. Tell those 3 people, I need you. If I call you, it's because I need you. Also let those people know, if I need you to come get me, please come get me. So you've got 3 people, 3 phone calls. The last thing I do, I take a little piece of paper like this, and I write God on it, and I put it in my pocket. And when I feel like I'm going to lose it, I stick my hand in my pocket, and I remember he's with me. So that's just a practice that I have. So those are good suggestions.
Those are great suggestions.
Yes. So tell me a little bit before we close up here. We got 3 minutes, and
Yep.
you'll have to come back.
Sure.
Always.
Come on.
And I love having you here. So
Love being here.
tell us about the teen thing you got there.
Yeah, so a couple of things I want to mention, just if people want to tap in and figure out how they can work with us or figure out how to get some of our information. So our website, I'm sure you'll plug it.
Oh,
but
yes, we're gonna post it
exactly.
along with
Awesome.
this. Yes, ma'am.
So we have help for peer support if people are they don't know where to go. But that also includes peer support like for families.
Is that 24 hour?
Well, so the information, so we have a warm line, so that's 9 to 5, but then
Okay.
the website, people can go, and it links to several 24-hour sites.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
But it also lists all of the meetings, all of that stuff. So that's one thing. The other thing I'll say is that, recovery's fun.
It is
It's really fun.
It's an adventure.
Yes, and some people, want to celebrate and feel in the holiday spirit, but really can't because of alcohol or whatever. So one of the really cool things we've started doing on our website, on our social media, particularly on Instagram, is we have something called Sober Sips. And we're not using anything that tastes like alcohol, but it's literally like how to make like a fun, festive thing for a holiday.
I love it.
Again, doesn't have any alcohol, and it's also, they're very cheap. So it's not like any fancy ingredients or anything.
Yeah.
We have a ton of blogs on our website and our social media for families with the holidays, but also for people in recovery navigating office parties. We didn't even talk about that, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, it is.
So lots of resources there. I'll also say that if people want to volunteer, because I know this was something
Yes,
we talked about
we have
a
a lot
lot
of people that like to volunteer.
yeah. So one of the things APC does is during the holidays, we do Project Holiday Hope, where we collect Christmas cards and write notes of support and send those to people in recovery housing or treatment. So places like the Foundry, places like
awesome.
Love Lady. So if there are people who are watching who want to give back, they can reach out to us and we can tell them kind of what would be next steps, because last year we gave out thousands of
We're going to
holiday
list
cards.
that for sure.
That would
because
be amazing.
that is something that's very needed.
Yeah,
a
because
nurturing
if you're in
thing.
treatment during the holidays, that's
beautiful.
tough. And then the last thing, so let's say you're a parent of a teenager or a college student and they're coming back for the holidays and you're like, whoa, what am I going to do? How is this going to go down? How are we going to set limits? Okay.
Yeah.
So we are hosting a town hall this Saturday. It's free to attend. We would love you to register, but honestly, just show up. Okay. It's Saturday at 11 o'clock, and it is at Bama Health Foods, which is on Bessemer Road.
Okay.
And really, it's just an opportunity for teenagers, young people, college students, and caregivers to be able to come together and say, like, how do we set limits? How do we rebuild trust, maybe when trust is broken? So it's all the kind of stuff we're talking about, just for maybe a younger audience, which is very interesting, especially if there's some people watching who are in recovery and they're going to have to go back and be around their young person during the holidays.
Which is already stressful. Nichole, thank you. You're always such a wealth of information.
Thank you.
I know your boots on the ground. We ask the Lord to bless Addiction Prevention Coalition. And to our viewers and our listeners, get involved. We're going to post all these links and ways for you to give and to get involved as well. And we appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you next Thursday.